Deputy Chief Education Officer, Mrs. Joycelyn Blake-Brown, past headmistress of the Girls High School, Ambassador Andrea Bowman, President of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Hotel and Tourism Association, Ms. Isola Giddens, National Correspondent for the Food and Agricultural Organization, SVG, FAO, Dr. Colleen Phillips, Chief Executive Officer of the Zero Hunger Trust Fund, Mrs. Safia Hornbeek, featured speaker, Mrs. Tashika Haynes-Bob, principals of the Intermediate High School, Mrs. Mona Green, the Sandy Bay Secondary School, Mrs. Raquel Warwick Acton, headmistress of the St. Vincent Girls High School, Mrs. Latoya Dorothy John, Deputy Headmistress, Mrs. Kashina Seeley James, distinguished honorees, student honorees, members of staff, past students, specially invited guests, well-wishers. A warm welcome to the 115th anniversary of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Girls High School. This is a momentous occasion, and this is our lecture. All right, we welcome you warmly. Thank you for coming, and we'll now have the opening prayer by Mrs. Jillian Ogaro. Who is the president of the Parents Teachers Association. Welcome her as she comes.
Thank you. And may we all stand as we invite God's presence. Hitherto has he brought us. The Bible says if we glory, we should not glory in our riches or intellect or wealth, but if we glory, glory in the Lord. And it is God who has brought us thus far. So we go to him in prayer. Father, we want to thank you for this momentous occasion, this milestone of this institution that was established so many years, 115 years. We acknowledge, O God, that you are the one who has steered the path. You are the one who has strengthened those who have gone before us, and you are the one who is going to strengthen those who are coming. We want to thank you for every student, past, present, and future. We thank you, Lord, for the administration of this school, and we ask that you will continue to endow them with whatever is necessary that they can take the institution forward. I want to thank you, dear God, for our teachers, our well-wishers, the community in which we serve, the corporate world that assists us, Lord. We just want to give you thanks. Lord, as we reflect on our past and as we look forward to our future, we go in with your help, Lord, and we pray even now tonight as we have those who are performing, that you would give them the grace and the courage necessary. Those who would be honored, Lord, that even now that they'll be encouraged to continue to do well. Our featured speaker, we bring her before you. Lord, we pray that you would give her the clarity of thought that is necessary, and you will give her, Lord, every unction, everything that is necessary to impart that knowledge that you have placed within her for her to share with us. And whatever is shared, oh God, help us to apply it and to use it for our benefit. So, Father, we just want to thank you as we look forward to greater things to come from this institution by your hand. Let everything be done in decency and in order and for your glory and your name's sake. In Jesus' mighty name we pray with thanksgiving. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please remain standing as we invite the members of the Loyal Heart Adalta Choir to sing for us the national anthem of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
St. Vincent, land so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Loyal Hearts Adalta. That's the choir component of the Loyal Hearts Adalta. And you'll be seeing more of them as the program goes along. I'm your chairperson, Sheridan Lewis, and it is indeed an honor to be here with you sharing this momentous occasion. As a past student of the St. Vincent Girls High School, I know that the work that goes into every milestone, every year of this significant school is tremendous. And at this time, I will invite the headmistress. And before she comes, I want to tell you a little secret. She doesn't know anything about this at this point, but as a student of the St. Vincent Girls High School, she was ahead of me. And the very first pageant, Miss GHS, she was the organizer of that pageant. And she was a student. She was in Form 4. And I must tell you that that pageant was a hit. And it set the stage for many more events. And as you can see today, she's not only the headmistress of the Girls High School, but she's an extraordinary events planner. So that's a little... Yes, and we're in an era that we have to evolve so much. And I often tell her that it is not easy being a leader or a headmistress in this time. And I know that she is dedicated and she puts a lot into her work and her students and staff. And they support her tremendously. So give it up for Mrs. Dorisha John and her staff. So welcome her as she comes, as she gives you the opening remarks.
So please allow me to adopt the protocol that was established earlier this evening. Are you excited? It's our birthday tomorrow. When you have a birthday coming, you get excited, right? Right, tomorrow is our big day. It is my privilege as headmistress of the St. Vincent Girls High School to welcome you to this anniversary lecture as we mark 115 years of excellence, service, and transformation. 115 years is more than a milestone. It is a living testament to the vision, sacrifice, discipline, and the enduring belief that the education of girls has the power to shape families, communities, nations, and the world at large. For generations, this institution has remained firmly grounded in scholarship. We have produced young women of intellect, courage, and purpose, women who have distinguished themselves in classrooms, universities, professions, public service, and enterprise. Our girls have earned outstanding success in examination, in the sciences, in mathematics, and academic competitions. They have entered spaces of leadership and influence both here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and across the world. In fact, we can boast of how well our current students are doing in the areas of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. They continue to excel. They're becoming doctors, engineers, researchers, data analysts, environmental scientists, architects, and so much more. While we so proudly celebrate the strength of our academic tradition, last year our girls managed to give us the highest pass rate ever at 98.9%. We also recognize that excellence must continue to evolve. It is therefore especially encouraging to see our school reintroduce food and nutrition after so many years, introduce agricultural science among our fourth form students, and our first form students. From this important step, the class Trade and Industry was born, Form 4TI. 4TI represents thoughtful and relevant curriculum design. It brings 3 compulsory areas of learning: agricultural science, principles of business, and food and nutrition. It is practical, integrated, entrepreneurial, and deeply connected to the realities of modern life. In this space, our girls are learning not simply to study content, but to transform knowledge into enterprise. Here, we are nurturing our agro-processors, our food entrepreneurs, our product developers, our agri-business managers, our nutrition advocates, our marketers, our sustainable producers, our hospitality innovators, our small business owners, and future leaders in food security and economic development. They are learning how to grow, process, package, market, account for, and sell. They are learning how ideas become products, how products become businesses, and how businesses can become the engines of national development. This is not a departure from our commitment to academic excellence. It is an expansion of it. We have not set aside STEM. We have not diminished the value of scholarship. We have not turned away from business and entrepreneurship. Rather, we are widening the pathways through which our girls can discover purpose, talent, and success. Technical and vocational education and training, TVET, is an important part of that widening. The world in which our students are growing up is changing rapidly. Increasingly, many young people will not follow a single career path. And proof of that, many will hold multiple roles, build portfolios of skills, create enterprises, and move fluently between professions. In that reality, practical competence, innovation, adaptability, and entrepreneurial confidence matter enormously. TVET is therefore not secondary to academic learning. It is a viable, relevant, and increasingly powerful avenue of achievement. It offers dignity, independence, creativity, and significant economic possibility. Our responsibility as a school is to ensure that every single student that enters these halls feels valued, seen, challenged, and empowered to become the very best in her chosen field. This is what true educational excellence demands. And tonight, we are especially pleased that 𝐶𝘰𝑘 has agreed to deliver this anniversary lecture on behalf of our school on the topic, Honoring Our Legacy, Shaping the Future, Empowering Young Women through Academic Excellence, Skills, and Entrepreneurship. Her presence is both timely and meaningful. We are also happy that you are here with us tonight. We are hoping that she will engage us in conversation after from a scholarly and informed perspective. As we celebrate 115 years, we honor our past with gratitude. We honor the women who built this institution, the teachers who shaped minds, the families who made lots of sacrifices, and the generations of students whose achievements have brought enormous pride to our school. But we also look ahead with confidence. Our future must not be one in which scholarship remains Our future must not be one in which scholarship remains strong. Our future must be one in which scholarship remains strong, innovation remains bold, and opportunity remains broad enough for every girl to flourish. May this institution continue to produce women of intellect and character, women of compassion and courage, women who can lead laboratories, boardrooms, classrooms, studios, and farms. This is the legacy we inherit. That is the responsibility we carry, and that is the future we will build together. Thank you for coming tonight. I appreciate everyone who took the time to come and celebrate with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Dorothy John. A round of applause again for her. She's doing such an outstanding job as the headmistress of the Girls' High School, especially in these times. Next on our program, before I welcome them, we have once again the beautiful young ladies from the Loyal Hearts Adulta group, the choir. And as a parent, my daughter, who is also in the Loyal Hearts Adulta, but in the dance troupe, I was so proud to witness these young ladies transform into, if I must say, seasoned performers. Yes, yes, yes. They recently went to St. Kitts and Nevis and had an amazing, amazing production. Yes, and the theme of that production was building bridges beyond borders. And when I tell you, the pain, sometimes pain, the sweat, the toil that went into it, not only the students, but the teachers as well. So, round of applause for the teachers and students. And I must tell you as well, in the future, you got to look out for that production. It will be coming to theaters near you, right, Mrs. John? Yes, so stay tuned for that. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome Loyal Hearts Adulta, the choir. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Oh, you could hear me clearly now. Thank you very much, Loyal Hearts Adalta, and it will be remiss of me not to recognize the band. You notice it wasn't just the choir, but we have talent here. So we had someone on the sax, on the keyboard, and on the drums. Look at talent. Look at talent. Round of applause again. And they were led by music teacher, Mr. Otto. All right, thank you very much. Now we're moving along in the program, and before we go, I just want to announce once again that we're being streamed live on VC3, channel VC3, okay? At this point, we will be presenting some special awards to outstanding students of the St. Vincent Girls High School. Well, we know all our girls, I say our girls because I'm still a part of the Girls High School, right? I feel like I'm a student still. As a parent, when you see them coming home with homework, you get so engaged and involved. You feel like you're still a student. And I'm sure many of you could attest to that as well, right? All right. So at this point, we'll invite Mrs. Dorisha John to present these awards. And they're special awards in the areas of academics, sports, and TVET. That's Technical and Vocational Education Training, TVET. All right? So we'll start with academics. So this young lady, she will remain a mystery up until I complete, okay? Since entering the St. Vincent Girls High School in September 2022, this outstanding young lady has consistently demonstrated a level of academic excellence that is truly exceptional, with averages ranging from an impressive 92.4 to an extraordinary 99.39%. Round of applause for that. Yes, she has established herself as a student of remarkable ability, discipline, and focus. What makes her achievement even more outstanding is her exceptional consistency. From the time she entered the school to the present day, she has placed first in every term and in every class, a record that speaks, yes, feel free to clap, very deserving of it. A record that speaks not only to her intelligence, but also to her perseverance, self-motivation, and unwavering commitment to doing her best. For her outstanding academic performance, her consistency, and her dedication to excellence, she is the most deserving recipient of the top performing student in academics at the St. Vincent Girls High School. Rise, please. Cuba Francis. Congratulations, Cuba. And you may be wondering what is in this lovely bag. Anybody can make a guess? An iPad. Yes. An iPad. Congratulations, Cuba. And to her parents as well, congratulations to you guys and teachers. All right. Next, we will recognize the student who is most outstanding in the area of sports. Once again, I will not say who the student is. We will listen, and then you will see who this student is. All right. This student has distinguished herself as a dedicated, versatile, talented athlete as a student of the St. Vincent Girls High School. In 2025 and 2026, she was part of the school athletics team that represented the GHS at the Intersecondary School Championship, as she is an outstanding thrower. Her skills in netball earned her a place on the school's netball team for the past 2 years. Her exceptional performances as a shooter earned her the title of Most Outstanding Shooter on the 2025 Intersecondary School Netball Tournament. Round of applause for that. As GHS remained undefeated champions for a second consecutive year, and I know she contributed significantly to that. She was also instrumental in the school reaching the finals of the Interschool Secondary Schools Volleyball Championship, where the team secured second place. She further highlighted her talent and potential. She has been selected to be a part of the contingent to represent St. Vincent and the Grenadines at 2026 Windward Island School Games, slated to be held in St. Lucia in July. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. And I hear somebody saying staff house. You know how we are. Please welcome Olivia John. And proud member of Staff House. And Olivia too is receiving an iPad. What an encouragement. You see why I say I want to come back to high school? Congratulations, Olivia. All right. Our next segment is TVET, Technical Vocational Education Training. All right? And once again, I will not say who this person is, but given the nature of the event, this is the top student within the TVET area. Okay? So let's go. This student has distinguished herself as a well-rounded student within the Form 4 Trade and Industry program at the St. Vincent Girls High School. Throughout the academic year, she has consistently maintained strong performances in the fields of principles of business, agriculture science, and food and nutrition in both terms assessments and examinations, successfully balancing the academic and practical demands of the program. The Trade and Industry program uniquely blends technical and practical skills with business knowledge and entrepreneurial thinking, reflecting the growing focus of modern education and on innovation, practical competencies, and entrepreneurship for the future. Further demonstrating her leadership and passion for the field, she serves as president of the school's newly formed agricultural club. Round of applause for that. Very important. She continues to embody the qualities of a well-rounded, skilled, and entrepreneurial learner, and is a most deserving recipient of the award for top performing student in TVET. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome Zia Glass. Congratulations, Zia. And Zia, too, will receive an iPad. Oh, Grimber girl. And as a past Grimber girl, congratulations. All right, congratulations. Round of applause again for our 3 outstanding students in academics, sports, and TVET. All right? Keep up the good work. It's always important for us to encourage good work, excellence among our students. They need to be encouraged at all times and be motivated. So congratulations to the headmistress, the deputy, and its teachers of the St. Vincent Girls High School for this. All right? At this time, it is, of course, we're here to celebrate the 115th anniversary of the St. Vincent Girls High School in the nature of a lecture. However, we have to go back down memory lane, right? I know sometimes, I remember back in the day when 705, back down memory lane, I see the happiness. So, we will call on our past student, our Dr. Ambrose, who is the Girls High School's archivist. Yes, she probably didn't know that, but I am giving you that award. You are the archivist for the school, and she is going to take us back down memory lane. Welcome by her as she comes.
Good evening all, and thank you, Madam Chair, for that interesting introduction. We will celebrate 115 years, and we'll remain proud GHS, and I'm a proud GHS alumna. I'm luckily the second of 3 generations of Girls High School. My mother attended the Girls High School. My sister and I were at the Girls High School. My sister, Rennie Baptiste, and both my daughters attended the Girls High School. So, Mrs. Bowman, I broke your record. Okay? But I tell you, there won't be a 4th generation because both my girls have boys. Yeah, so they broke it. And I am a forever proud, overly proud Muffet House girl. And I'll tell you the reasons why. You'll see in it. Yeah. Good. And I'm happy to see that netball is back on, because I think in my era, I was always proud to say that was the winningest time for Girls High School. When Miss Games was the PE teacher, we won many games. And Betty Cropper was the team captain, and also a Muffet House girl. Right. So now, in all of the archiving, we did look back from May 2010 to 2011. That was our 100 years. And at that time, we did have quite a big blast from the past, covering 1 year of these anniversary lectures and looking back into the archives. We did go digging back. Now, there's a particular picture I was trying to find from my mother. If you go to my mother's house, and I think some old girls did go and visit her at that time, she has about 50 albums of just pictures. And because my time in preparation for this was so short, I couldn't get back to that particular picture that I wanted to show you. But digging in the archives as I was able to do on this occasion, I'll bring you a brief history of the headmistresses as we did before. Back then we spoke about things and events in the Girls High School of the past. And there was a chief architect to this project over 1 year. That was none other than this lady. 1 year of celebrations, the relay, the midnight, the launch into the day of the anniversary, that lady. I deliberately chose this picture because it looks kind of mischievous, you know, like she's really always up to something. But now we're going to update you on some of the other historical and remarkable events, some of which you heard because of the girls who were plunging ahead with such excellence over the last 15 years. And so we'll go back to some groundbreaking achievements of all our girls. Now, I extend my gratitude to the headmistress, Mrs. Dorothy John, in the organizing committee for thinking of me. Mrs. Seeley James was my chief research assistant in bringing me up into the events, and I thank you. And I do wish to extend congratulations to all the awardees, the ones who received their awards on Monday, all the students and the alumni. I think we always have great things to celebrate. And now that we're going to account for ourselves, what have we done over the next 15 years from our centenary year? And I hope to inspire you, and we need to keep on inspiring the next generation and the next generation on, because us girls of GHS do so well at that. What our 100 years we did mark, and in shaping our legacy, in shaping our future, honoring our legacy, I think it's important to realize that back on the first 100 years, we did pass a torch, and we will continue to pass the torch. This was our Auntie Olive, who was the oldest living able-bodied person to participate in that relay. Granted, she ran from outside the gate to inside the yard, the school gate, and passed the torch to the youngest student at the school at the time. Right, I couldn't find her name. But since then, between 100 years and now, Auntie Olive had passed away. I've known her all my life. She's one of my mother's friends. They're from that circle of GHS. And so we always called her Auntie Olive. So the Earl girls, we had celebrated quite substantially at the 90th anniversary. This is my mother, Beryl Batiste, and who has passed away about 8 years ago. And this is her classmate, Mrs. Jack Cordis, who is, I think, as far as I can understand in trying to find out, I think she's still alive. She's housebound, and she is, isn't she? Yes, very much. So she, hit the 100. She's a centurion now. And this is Mrs. Muffet of Muffet House. She was the headmistress when these girls were at the Girls High School. And because of this lady, Mrs. Muffet, I felt that I had attended the Girls High School before I got to the Girls High School. So many things she would do and teach us, and she'd always say, if Mrs. Muffet was here, she would say. If Mrs. Muffet saw this, she would say. She references Mrs. Muffet. I felt I knew that lady. And when I attended the Girls High School, the headmistress lived in the Grimble building upstairs in those days. She is the one that's responsible for the lawn, which, headmistress, you have to maintain the lawn. There were rules about the lawn. You couldn't walk across the lawn. And the last time we were able to go into that compound, I never walk on that lawn. I just felt something's gonna happen, because Mrs. Muffet would look out the window, and if she saw you walking on that lawn, you got blasted. So she was very particular about that lawn. We lost some other souls besides my mother. That's my mom. Her claim to fame is that she was the very first female Auditor General in the Commonwealth, of all the Commonwealth countries. Little St. Vincent. Very good. And there I thought I'd share with you one of her prize books, Girls High School. Look at the embossing, writing. The handwriting is like a computer font, isn't it? To Beryl Batiste, and this was for some housekeeping something at Form 4A, and signed by Mrs. Laura Smith Muffet. Okay, prize books, and they're all in her library at her house. Maybe we can hand them over to the Girls High School at some point in time. Other old girls who we lost are Mrs. Elaine Bonady, who was the oldest alumna at the time of the 100-year mark. And also Miss Agnes Bowman, who was in that first class of the Girls High School. She has since passed away. Some other souls we lost. Many of you would remember Mr. Francis, the math teacher, Mr. Brooker, and most recently our 14th headmistress, Joy Brown. All very dedicated to the Girls High School. And then we come to where we are from the 10th, from the 100 years right up to where we are today. In 2012, we have Andrea De Freitas, who was the Student of the Year. She gained distinctions in chemistry and physics, heavily into the math and science world. She also got the prize for mathematics, which is a Pauline Young Award. Pauline Young was a math teacher at the Girls High School. Very, very particular about a lot of things. You couldn't come up the stairs while Miss Young was coming down the stairs. You must go back. You couldn't wear glaring earrings. She said to me one Monday, I forgot to take out my earrings on Sunday, give me those earrings. I'd hand over my earrings. And Miss De Freitas, who did very well, also gained the Flavia Haynes Howard Award from Alliance Française for getting the distinction in French. So our girls have maintained their academic excellence, so we don't just talk about it, we live it. Also in 2012, we got a very important achievement from an alumna. Honorable Rena Batiste got her CMG from Her Majesty the Queen, and was also then inaugurated as in the first Parliamentary Assembly of the OECS. And to this day, she is the first and only Speaker of the OECS Parliamentary Assembly. She has served 4 consecutive terms in that position. And she was not here to receive her award on Monday, so I was the imposter that collected the award on her behalf. Our achievements go year after year. Now, I want you to watch this number. Okay? When they say we're climbing, we're climbing. Graduates of the Girls High School of the class of 2013 did excellent. They raised the pass rate to 96.43%. Phenomenally, we had a 15-year-old who was the youngest student to take this exam, and she gained passes in 13 subjects, 11 of them grade 1s. So she deserves, I couldn't find her name, and my research assistant wasn't able to get it for me, but we still need to honor, if you think of who this girl is and you know it, we extend our congratulations to her. In 2014, we did well in the second place Young Leaders Project. And you know that the Young Leaders Project is to help young people to develop leadership skills, which we continue to encourage them to do, learn the value of team spirit, and it's all about a common goal of everyone really doing well and taking care of each other. 2015, look at the number, 97.9% pass rate on our students taking exams. A record 14 students were taking 12 subjects, and a phenomenal 4 of them received grade 1s in 12 subjects. So this is a remarkable academic achievement. And so for that, we will in fact give a big hand to all those girls, okay? 2017, our year got bigger. The winner of our student won the public speaking competition. Cheers, cheers. And also they were winners of the Young Leaders Project at that time. 2017, I had a little issue with the pictures, Mrs. Bowman, but we recognize that's you, right? Yeah. Ayanna Ferguson did extremely well. She got 19 passes, and 18 of them are grade 1s. So cheers to Ayanna Ferguson. And here she is receiving her award from Mrs. Bowman, our 16th headmistress of the Girls High School, who then went on to be the first female Her Excellency Ambassador to the Republic of China on Taiwan. Mrs. Bowman, congratulations. Thank you. All these things that we are not just saying we're the best school. I mean, you know, the evidence is right there. Okay. 2017, our girls went on to win the panorama at Vincy Mass. 2018, we then had another award of distinctions, and here our girls receiving that award, a lovely big banner. In 2018, we had our sad event when we lost Mr. Francis, but we did have the Gillis Francis math competition, which I believe is a legacy event, Madam Headmistress. And then we turned to new things. We're doing new things all the time. We had Gary Constantine. If you remember him, he was a PE guy. The school then had a swim team that were able to compete in the competition, and they certainly did well because many of them are wearing multiple medals. So we know that this was a crowning achievement. And then came 2020. COVID, homeschool. You see that smile? You don't know, is she really working or something else? And then we couldn't no longer use the excuse that the dog ate your homework. The dogs felt we didn't have any more homework to eat because everything was done online. So even the animals had their downside with COVID. In 2020, an achievement from the Girls High School was this. Ms. Rochelle Ford, Speaker of the House of the Parliament in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and she was honored as another of our alumni back on Monday. And then the introduction of virtual sports. We do new things in new ways all the time. Okay, Grimble, I can knock it off, but I won't do that, okay? But we pioneered this event thing, virtual sports, many challenges, digital, physical, creative skills, and other things. And it's now a recurring event with students and alumni for your number of steps and so on. But anyway, Gribble won. We'll see about that next year. So then 2021 brought that big move. We had a backup house and moved to the tarmac. And I think the sad thing about this is I wish they'd hurry up. I understand all the complications. But you know, the halls of the Girls High School, it reminds me of the Harry Potter stories. Gryffindor is, you know, it's just really phenomenal. You walk through the halls and you feel Mrs. Moffat is there. Miss Young is looking at you. You couldn't eat. If she looked out the window while she's doing math, you got buffed for that. So, but you see, these things become, you know, ingrained, and they actually become jokes. You can look back and have a good laugh. Right, but our next phase is about, as we continue to try to shape the future. So we now have these challenges that are introduced into our school program. It helps shape students towards other fields than the traditional things that we do, that we anticipate. Now, I've always felt that TVET got the rotten end of the stick for many years. It was not given the sense of elevation that it deserves. And I did ask a university dean who wanted to dismiss the TVET services, the TVET courses and the skills. by asking one question. If the lights and the AC were not working in this building, would you stay here? No. You need the TVET services. And to me, this TVET is going to be the biggest, fastest growing career and industry in the next few years. So we are adding new courses. I actually counted up how many courses were there when I did GCE, and there was I only can remember about 10 or 12. Now you'll be surprised to know with new courses and introducing new skills that what we are up to in terms of the numbers. We have these pioneer students, past students, who are introducing new things to give a new shape to the future and how we see the future. Safia London Business Challenge is now in its 5th year. There's an all girl that's doing really well to empower girls at the Girls High School to think wider. 𝘰𝑚𝑜𝑛-Murray also has her marathon. It's a business marathon for past students, helping them to know how to take the lead and be leaders and be proud of what they're doing. And we also have Ms. Laura Anthony Brown Business Forum. So there are so many more programs that are available to girls at the Girls High School. And current day, this was the latest we've added, isn't it? The Randy Kennedy Challenge, which we're doing this every year. We've done this every year. And he's not an old girl, but he sees the good things that GHS is doing, and so we were able to sell him on the idea that we're a good investment. Right. So some of the new courses, I've counted, Madam Headmistress, that there are about 28 new subject areas total. From my day where it was just 10 or 11, and now we're up to 28, so it's doubled over that time. So the introduction of the agricultural sciences, they're the girls with their greenery. We're into now the food and nutrition courses, and know the hospitality field is expanding more and more, doing more things, and managing in the food and nutrition courses. Hospitality has changed a lot. It's not just changing sheets and serving dinners. They do a lot more, and so there's room and development in these areas. And then we had to celebrate on Monday this. This was the recipients, except for me, as I say, I was the imposter standing right there. But I looked at this picture, and it gave me a little bit of a grudge thing. I'm the shortest person here. When I entered the Girls High School, I was one of the 3 shortest girls in the school. You know what that means? You have to stand at the front of the line when you're going into assembly. And then people like my other classmate who's coming up on the next day always had the advantage to me of standing at the back of the line. Why? Because she was one of the tall girls in the class. It is this lady. I want to say, I'm permitted to say I extend her apologies for absence from this event. But my classmate from Form 1 right up, lady who achieved her Master's in Education at the University of Southampton, held multiple positions in the Ministry of Education, in the world of education. She's referenced in some of the science textbooks that we use in the region. She's the 15th headmistress of the Girls High School, Chief Education Officer after that, Cabinet Secretary to then Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Rav Gonsalves. She was then awarded Order of the British Empire, OBE, in 2010. I got mine in 2013 for advancing the services in healthcare in St. Vincent and Grenadines. In 2014, thank you very much. In 2014, she was appointed Governor General's deputy. But in 2019, she became the first female to be appointed Governor General of St. Vincent and Grenadines. And as well, she was made Dean of the Grand Cross of the Order of St. Michael and St. George. Now that person is none other than Dame, Her Excellency Dame Susan Duggan, my classmate. I'm telling you, my classmate. But as I said, she always got to stand at the back of the line. Because she was a tall girl, she got to sit in the back of the room and all those things where you're in the front there and Mr. Young could see everything you're doing. And yeah. So, I deliberately did not say that. So, folks, I'm telling you, we are unstoppable. And happy 115th anniversary, and you know, as it is. If you need me, I'm around the corner. As my mother always say, you're part of the school, you graduate, but you never leave the girls' high school. Okay? Thank you very much.
And Dr. Ambrose, unfortunately, you have to join us again. Please rise and take your place. Yes, right beside me. And if you notice, if you noticed earlier, I introduced her as our archivist, right? And she did such an excellent job at taking us back, a blast from the past. But she is so much more than our archivist, right? So let me tell you more about this extraordinary woman. Dr. Rosalind E. Baptiste Ambrose, OBE, is a distinguished alumna of the St. Vincent Girls High School, whose contributions have significantly advanced health services in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. A trailblazer in the field of radiology, she introduced the nation's first CT scan service in 1998 and pioneered teleradiology services from 2004 onward. She graduated as a medical doctor from St. George's University School of Medicine and later specialized in diagnostic radiology at the Prince of Wales Hospital in Hong Kong. Upon her return to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, she served as consultant radiologist at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital and currently serves as the owner and chief of staff of the Caribbean Medical Imaging Center in Stony Grounds. Now, let me continue. Now, she is being presented this evening with the Legacy Award. She is now the 15th recipient, all right? On Monday, when we had our church service, we had 14 recipients. I don't know how many are here tonight, but Dr. Ambrose, tonight we're celebrating you. You are our 15th recipient. And I'm continuing. All right? She's saying I set her up. Tonight, we proudly present Dr. Ambrose with the Outstanding Alumna in Legacy and Heritage Preservation Award in recognition of her invaluable role in preserving our school's history through the past presentations during our centenary celebrations and for her enduring love and commitment to her alma mater. Through these presentations, Dr. Ambrose has faithfully brought the history of the Girls High School to life, allowing generations of students, staff, past students, and friends of the institution to reflect on and celebrate the rich legacy of our school. As she has done once again this evening, her passion, dedication, and deep appreciation for the history and traditions of the St. Vincent Girls High School continue to inspire and unite our school community. We deeply value her unwavering loyalty, distinguished service, and continued commitment to preserving the heritage of our alma mater, the St. Vincent Girls High School. Ladies and gentlemen, our awardee, our 15th Legacy Awardee, Dr. Ambrose. And she's being presented by our PTA President, Mrs. Ogaro. Wonderful moment indeed. Yes, come. I know you would have a few words on.
Yes, I feel I've been ambushed. I was there on Monday, as you see in the picture. But anyway, I always do things for my sister. When we were children and kids would tease her because she was always very skinny when she was younger. And I'd actually fight boys that teased her. So it's okay, I can stand in for her at any time. But in view of this award, I really, really appreciate it. It's nice to be recognized, as so many of the alumni said, before it's, posthumous. I appreciate it very much because I enjoyed my time at the Girls' High School, partly by the stories my mother told me about the school, Mrs. Muffet, Miss Winnie Bank. She remembered every teacher. And I walked those halls thinking I knew this place. And I really appreciate that. I think the more mature you become, more mature, not older, more mature you become, it seems appreciation for an institution of this type becomes deeper and much more appreciated over your entire life. And so I can see now more through my mother's eyes than when I was younger. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much. GHS has made my life. I enjoyed myself at the GHS. I played plenty sports. They've cut out hurdles. Madam Headmistress, they've cut out hurdles from the sports. I liked hurdles. I was a hurdles champion. I did long jump, high jump, netball. I captained the netball team 3 years and so on like that. So I really, really enjoyed every aspect that the Girls' High School had to offer, and I think it's done good by me. Because when I look back, I can feel good. I did that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rosalind Ambrose. All right. At this time, we'd like to recognize in the audience Mr. 𝑑ELROY-�Ｈ, and he's the head chef of the Sandals Resort. Can you please stand, 𝑑ELROY-�Հ? All right. Thank you for joining us. It means so much. All right. And once again, we're being streamed live on VC3. And for those persons who are viewing, who missed it earlier, we celebrated a number of our students here. And we'll ask them once again to stand. And not only the students, I think it would be remiss of me not to acknowledge and recognize the parents of these students. So please stand. So we have outstanding performance in academics, Cuba Francis. You can turn around, let everybody see you. And parents. All right. Outstanding performance in sports, Olivia John. Please stand once again. And her parents. And outstanding performance in TVET, Zia Glass. And her dad is there, here, Gamal Skinny Fabulous Doyle. Yes, thank you so much. All right. And at this time, we'll invite, once again, the Loyal Hearts Adulta Group. And I think at this point, we'll have the theater arts students do a presentation for us. Welcome them as they come.
We stand tall. We stand tall.
We stand tall, not at the beginning, but at the continuation of the never end.
Who are they? We look back. Not to stay there, but to learn how to move forward.
Honoring our legacy, shaping the future. Before the stage, before the spotlight, before the applause, there were women who chose discipline over doubt. Women who walked these same halls, sat in these same classrooms, reach
bigger
than their circumstances.
Women like Renee Baptiste,
Latoya Dorsha-John,
Tashika Haynes-Bob,
Shafia London,
Kashina Seeley-James, Yvonne G. Games,
Dame Susan Duggan,
Andrea Bowman.
They were not just names, they were decisions. Decisions to study, to rise, to lead.
Education was not just a path. It was power. It was freedom. It was the key. To doors they were never meant to enter, but entered anyway.
Through difficulties to the heights,
Books in hand,
Heads held high,
breaking barriers,
reaching the sky.
we honor ourselves.
Not in imitation, but in inspiration.
We step into their shoes, not to fill them, but to expand them.
because success is not one story.
It's many voices, many journeys.
Many sacrifices.
We are the daughters of excellence.
We are the future they fought for. We are education in motion, knowledge in action, purpose in progress.
We honor them by becoming home.
We stand not at the beginning, but at the continuation.
We stand not just at the beginning, but at the continuation. Round of applause again for our girls, Loyal Hearts Adulta Theatre Arts Troupe. And we'd also like to recognize the instructor, Keneally Brody. He's also a teacher at the Girls High School. Congratulations. Now we are at the moment we've all been waiting for, right? Our lecture for the 115th anniversary of the St. Vincent Girls High School. All right. So as we celebrate the 115th anniversary lecture of the esteemed institution, it is indeed a privilege to introduce a woman whose life and work embody leadership, service, entrepreneurship, and community empowerment. Our speaker this evening is a development professional, entrepreneur, and advocate for sustainable community growth with more than a decade of experience working alongside vulnerable and indigenous communities throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Through her work in environmental management and sustainable livelihoods, she has successfully led and supported numerous initiatives aimed at strengthening communities while promoting resilience and economic opportunity. Academically accomplished, she holds a Master of Science degree in Agricultural Economics, specializing in agricultural policy development and management from the National Taiwan University, and a Bachelor of Science degree in agronomy from the University of Pinar del Rio. Her commitment to lifelong learning is further reflected through studies in Spanish and event planning. Professionally, she has served in several impactful national and regional roles, including National Coordinator for the Global Environment Facility Small Grants Program, the National Project Manager for Biodiversity and Environmental Initiatives, and consultant for organizations such as the Food and Agriculture Organization and the Windward Islands Farmers Association. Her work has consistently focused on environmental sustainability, agriculture, development, and community empowerment. Beyond her professional achievements, she is also a dynamic entrepreneur and creative visionary. She is the creator of the popular, garlic paste and sauces, bringing local flavor and innovation to households across the country. And the owner of Ocean Mist Sweets, where she offers visitors an authentic Caribbean experience rooted in culture and hospitality. She is also a founding director of the Next Level Inc., an organization dedicated to empowering women entrepreneurs and fostering economic independence through capacity building and business development. Ooh, quite a lot, eh? Grounded by strong values, faith, and a deep commitment to service, she continues to inspire through her integrity, compassion, and dedication to giving back to her community. She is a devoted wife, mother, mentor, and leader whose work continues to make a meaningful and lasting impact. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warmly welcoming our distinguished speaker for this evening's 115th anniversary lecture, Mrs. Tashika Haynes-Bob. Yes, who will be speaking on the topic, Empowering Young Women Through Academic Excellence, Skills, and Entrepreneurship. Welcome her.
Good evening, everybody. That was quite a mouthful. Please allow me to adopt the protocol already established. And I really want to take this time to congratulate the GHS and congratulate our headmistress and vice headmistress, deputy headmistress, and the anniversary planning team. You're doing an excellent job. This is like stalwart, and I'm giving you your flowers. Excellence all the way. Before I get into speaking with you this evening, I want to say that there are things that you would hear from me tonight because I am somebody who really believes in God, and everything I do is from God and for God. So if that makes you uncomfortable, I apologize in advance. Full disclosure, have you ever been asked to do something of great importance, yet you found yourself feeling unqualified to perform said task? Anybody here in the room? Yeah, that's me. So when I was asked to deliver our school's 115th anniversary lecture, my mind immediately said a big fat no. But a very quiet murmur in my heart said yes. And so, before my mind could win that internal battle, I said yes. And so we are here. You see, my journey did not start with success. Yes, I passed the common entrance and I got to girls' high school, and when I received my CXC results, they were not stellar. Let's just say that. And I realized that I would have to repeat Form 5. So at that moment, I felt like I had failed. Not only myself, but also everyone who believed in me. But looking back now, I can confidently say that setbacks are not opposite to success. They are the raw materials of success. Wanting to try some new subjects, I decided at that crossroad that I would repeat Form 5 at the 𝘠𝑚𝑑𝘦 Secondary School. I spent 1 year there under the guidance and mentorship of the late Sister Patricia Ann Douglas. And it's at that school that I was introduced to agricultural science. And I fell totally in love with agricultural science. But at that point, little did I know that that subject would be the base of my future career. The moments that challenge you most are often the ones that shape you into someone capable of achieving more than you ever imagined. What I thought was a setback at that point in my life was actually the beginning of who I would become. It was just what I needed to dig deep and to fight for the future that I wanted. As the good book says in Proverbs 24, verse 16, "For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again." And I was in Phoenix mode. I knew back then that pursuing higher education was the only way to build a better life, and I wanted a better life. This kept me focused and grounded on the days when I needed to encourage myself. I left my home, family, and comfort, and I journeyed to Cuba in 1998, where I lived and studied for 6 years while I pursued my bachelor's degree in agronomy. And my roommate is right in, and I'm actually Cuba's godmother. So we go way back. I then ventured out again in 2008, and I traveled to Taiwan to pursue my master's in agricultural economics after I had returned after my bachelor's and I couldn't find anything that was an employment that I felt comfortable with. So standing here today, well tonight, these experiences seem like just yesterday, although decades have passed. Yes, I don't look more than 16, but decades have passed. And so today I'm a mother, I'm a sustainable development consultant, and as Ms. Sherry has said, I'm also an agro-processor and owner of the OSO Homemade Products brand. And I'm a proud alumna. I'm honored to celebrate 115 years of excellence of this outstanding institution. This school, GHS, is more than buildings and uniforms. It is a legacy of resilience, of discipline, and greatness. Can you imagine the joy and pride that I feel tonight, knowing that this year, 2026, is the first year that students of the GHS will sit external examinations in the area of agricultural science. To further demonstrate my pride and my joy, I would also mention here publicly that I will be sponsoring the annual prize for the most outstanding student in agricultural science at the GHS. Annual prize. I kind of have an idea who might win the first award, but right? More than 3 decades ago, this wasn't possible at the GHS. And so today feels like a full circle moment, standing before you delivering this lecture. Agriculture was once the backbone of our economy. Many of our past and present students are the products of farmers who toil the soil daily to provide for their families. During the 1980s, agriculture's contribution to the GDP was approximately 25%. During the 90s, it declined to about 11% when tourism took over. And now it stands at about 4%. However, we are at a point in time when we must seriously consider where we stand as it relates to food security. And I'm so happy that Shafia is in the room as well, because she's heading this initiative on the Zero Hunger. The Caribbean region imports more than 80% of their food. In fact, it's closer to 90. And we are grappling with high living costs, economic shocks, global instability, and compounding climate change shocks. So to combat this, CARICOM had established a regional target to reduce food imports by 25% by the end of 2025. Did you think that they met that target? Nope, big nope. However, they have now extended that deadline to 2030. Do you think we can? We still have some time, we can. At a recently held multi-stakeholder dialogue organized by the Ministry of Agriculture, I was a panelist where discussions were held with some of our nation's youth, and I was very encouraged to see the wide array of value-added food products produced at the Technical College from locally grown produce. Though admittedly, I had only recently learned about the mega influencer, and I hope I get his name right, 𝑈𝘯𝑑𝘦, recently on his Caribbean tour, there's one thing that stood out to me very clearly, is that the Caribbean is connected by food. It's part of our customs, our culture, our traditions. It's part of our health and well-being, and it's the portal to economic diversification and growth. The future of agriculture for me is bright, and I want to commend the GHS for this step in the right direction for including agricultural science as a core academic subject. We are all familiar with the quote that says, "Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, but teach him how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime." I turn my attention to skills. Skills turn education into impact. Do we remember the Proverbs 31 woman? She was skilled, she was resourceful, and she was enterprising. Studies have shown how important it is to have a skill as a means of survival. TVET skills are critical because they bridge the gap between education and the workforce. By providing hands-on, industry-specific training, TVET directly enhances employability. It fosters entrepreneurship and helps close the global skills gap. Information technology and AI skills are essential in the modern world because they drive economic growth. They increase employability and they boost or enhance workplace productivity. As technology and AI rapidly evolve, digital literacy in the curriculum of our students is a must. It enables businesses to automate repetitive tasks. It communicates seamlessly and adapts to the future of work. The orange economy, or creative economy, is an up-and-coming industry that for decades has made tremendous contributions across the Caribbean as a means of telling our unique, authentic story. And we've done that in an authentic way through arts, through design, creativity, and technology. It is also a pillar of strategic economic growth for the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It is now more important and very vital that we encourage and educate our young women to embrace their natural God-given talents and explore the exciting world of Orange. Allow them to pursue their passions, teach them how to monetize their gifts from God, and embrace them when they come to you with their creative ideas. We are no longer in a time where we are just academically driven and our careers are just academically driven. We are in changing times and our children have different experiences, different interests, and we have to support them. As long as they're not breaking the law, let's support them. The creative economy transforms human imagination into sustainable wealth. It drives economic diversification and creates millions of jobs, particularly for youth and women. And our girls at GHS and our women of GHS need to be an integral part of that right here in SVG and beyond. I'd like to look at skills through different lenses, because in today's world, education is not alone. It's not sufficient. I'd like to call these skills, skills for the real world. In order to achieve success in any chosen career path, you must develop your soft skills. You must be able to communicate. Can you effectively communicate your ideas? You must be able to lead. Even if you're leading from the back, you must be able to lead. Can you lead a team? Can you accomplish a goal? Can you implement a project? Critical thinking is also essential. Many times people say you must think outside the box. I say just think, there is no box. If you put a box, you already are entrapped, because you can only go a little outside the box. So let's do away with that. You must be able to problem solve, and you must be able to adapt and adapt quickly. Can you adapt when things don't go as planned, or are you going to freak out? Are you going to throw a tantrum? Are you going to blame everybody else? Adaptability is key. Skills set women apart from those with just education. Skills bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical application. This provides tangible evidence of competence to employers and fosters adaptability in rapidly changing industries. It is no longer sufficient to just have a CV with 10 degrees. Things are becoming so competitive, you have to be able to stand out just from them scanning through your resume or your CV. If they don't see things that are easily transferable and things that they know that you can just fit into their organization, you're overlooked. So while education provides a foundational degree, specialized skills such as technical proficiency, leadership, and emotional intelligence enable women to move beyond theoretical understanding to directly impacting business outcomes. This leads to higher salaries, higher positions, and faster career advancement. Practical skills such as business management and financial literacy are also a must in today's changing world, because they allow women to comfortably and confidently start their own businesses, thus fostering financial independence and reducing vulnerability. Entrepreneurship empowers women. It provides flexibility and a pathway to overcome systemic workplace barriers. We often hear the term work-life balance, but we all know that that looks very different for professional women than it does for men. Professional women are still the primary caregivers for their children and elderly family members. And they are still the engine that runs the home, whether they're an admin officer or a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. They're still expected to go home and make dinner and help the children with the homework and get out the husband clothes and deal with the laundry, etc., etc. By building their own businesses, women gain control over their economic futures. They challenge traditional gender norms and create inclusive leadership opportunities that elevate both their local communities and the broader global economy. The impact of women-led businesses is almost always felt at the community level. And why is this so? Because women reinvest in their communities. Studies have shown that they commit some of their profits back to the families of the communities that they serve. And through these initiatives, they improve local health care, housing, and education within their communities. The Bible tells us about the importance of giving back. In Proverbs 19 and 17, it states that whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deed. Can you imagine what that really means? That you lend to the Lord? You know, when you lend, when somebody lends you something, you can't ever repay them, not true? And if you are giving back, I mean, just imagine the manifold blessings that would return. Traditional corporate structures often penalize women for their caregiving responsibilities, but entrepreneurship offers liberation. It offers the autonomy to set schedules that allow women to better balance their professional ambitions with family life. Women-led businesses are pioneering more empathetic and inclusive workplace across the globe. And this leads to lower staff turnover and more productivity for business. What this means is that when you are inclusive and you take into consideration a woman's role in her family, and you give her more relaxed hours, and you give her the chance to be active in her family life, in her children's life, they're more committed to your business. They're more committed to growing your business with you, and you tend to regain really good workers. While there is no magic number of streams of income that a person should have, most financial experts recommend having at least 2 to 3 streams of income. Women statistically have a longer life expectancy than their husbands. Women have more frequent career breaks for caregiving. And women are also at the lower end of the gender pay gap. So what does this mean for us? More than likely, we're going to outlive our husbands. More than likely, we're going to have to take breaks. So we need to get our finances in order, don't we? It is therefore important that women diversify their income, as it is a powerful tool to build long-term financial security, independence, and generational wealth. The birth of my daughter marked a turning point in my life. It was not just about becoming a mother, but it was a moment that reshaped my priorities, strengthened my ambitions, and inspired me to build something meaningful for my family and for her future. That was when the entrepreneur in me was born. Because before becoming a mother, success looked very different. But the day that I held her in my arms, I knew that I wanted more than just stability. I wanted freedom to be present, because children grow up so fast, and I wasn't about to lose any time and miss any milestones. I wanted purpose, and I wanted the ability to create opportunities on my own terms. entrepreneurship became more than just a career path. It became a mission fueled by love, responsibility, determination, and the deep desire to teach her that there is greatness in her, and that she can do anything through Christ, who is her source and her strength. And through entrepreneurship, I have shown her the value of honesty, of hard work, of grit, of courage, of independence, and of faith in God. What started with the birth of my daughter has become the birth of the new version of me. A woman of God, determined to build, determined to lead, and succeed with purpose. And that's why today's topic is very personal to me, because I stand here as proof, not just speaking, but speaking from my lived experience, that academic excellence opens doors, and skills sustain you when life changes, and life always changes. And entrepreneurship gives you the power to create your own path. So tonight, I'm not just here talking about success. I'm here to remind every young lady, every woman, that your setbacks do not disqualify you. They prepare you. And with faith, education, and courage, you have everything that you need, not just to succeed, but to rise, to lead, to build something meaningful for your future. To my esteemed alumni, you have a responsibility not only to celebrate the legacy of this great institution, but you have a responsibility to invest in the future of the young women now walking through our school's corridors, and for those who would walk through them in years to come. Because somewhere among these students sits a future inventor or innovator, a future educator, leader, headmistress, entrepreneur, or a nation builder. But just perhaps, there is one girl who is doubting herself because of one setback. She needs to know that her story is not over. And today, as we honor 115 years of excellence, may you also commit yourselves to shaping the future where every young woman who enters the gates of GHS is empowered, not only to succeed academically, but to lead boldly, to think creatively, and rise courageously, no matter how many times life asks her to begin again. To my fellow alumni, those of us now at the middle seasons of our life, established in our careers, in our professions, in our businesses, I want to leave you with this challenge. Our success should not end with us. We are the beneficiaries of a great legacy built on the backs of women who went before us. Women who mentored us, who taught us, and who opened doors for us. Now it is your turn to do the same for our students and young professionals just starting out in their careers. Let us endeavor to teach them early the things that we learned late. Let us not sit by and watch them try to reinvent the wheel for fear that they would surpass us. Our young women need more than an applause from a distance or a like on social media. They need access to us so that we can guide them. They need opportunity and they need example. They need to see women that they know who have overcome setbacks, balanced family life and career, and they need to see women who have also rebuilt after disappointment and who continued rising with faith and determination. So I encourage us today. Mentor a young woman. Take her under your wings. My last mentee is now an adult, and I am imploring the school that we start back this mentorship thing. I need a younger one now because this one, offer an internship and training opportunities. Share your knowledge and lived experiences. Invest not only financially, but invest your time. Hold their hands. Because real empowerment is not just something we speak about. It is something that we intentionally create. The Bible reminds us in Luke 12 and 48. To whom much is given, much is required. And we've been given a lot. We've been given the best of the best. We have been blessed with an excellent education, with experience, influence, wisdom, and so much more. Let us use these gifts to build pathways of success for our young women. As we honor and celebrate 115 years of legacy and excellence of our alma mater, let us commit to becoming part of its future, ensuring that the next generation of young women are not only educated, but equipped with the right skills to empower them to lead, create, innovate, and thrive. Because the greatest legacy that we can leave is not simply what we achieved, but who we helped to rise along the way. To the students present here tonight, and to those who may view this at some point, I want you to remember this. Things are not always going to go as planned. It can be a bad grade, a failed exam, a disappointment, rejection, or delay. But this does not determine your final destination. Do not allow one setback to make you believe that you have a limited future. Make this setback your stepping stone. Your toughest moments become the very things that build your character, your strength, wisdom, resilience, and faith. And these are not just mere words that I threw together. These are my lived experiences. The experience that once embarrassed me became the foundation of my career. The doors that closed protected me from harm and forced me to discover gifts, talents, and the strength I may never have found otherwise. So when life challenges you, and trust me when I tell you it will challenge you, please do not give up on yourself. Find a way to grow through it. Use it to push yourself forward and don't let it hold you back. Remember what Isaiah 40:31 says, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles." Your setbacks are not a sign that you should stop trying. So keep striving for excellence, keep developing your skills, keep believing that you are capable of greatness, and never forget that God is always just a prayer away. As I close tonight, I want to leave you with this lived truth. Sometimes the greatest turning point in our lives come disguised as endings. For 9 years, I enjoyed a job that allowed me to work with and mentor many persons among our most vulnerable. I had reached a point in my life where I finally believed that my hard work, my earned qualifications, and years of experience had landed me a position I once dreamed of. I remember even saying to myself, I think I'll stay with this job till I retire. But as the old saying goes, we just make plan, but God does laugh. And suddenly everything changed. My post was abolished and my program closed. And what felt stable disappeared overnight. Let me be honest, at first, it was very painful and uncertain. Because after all, I'm human, right? And like any other person, I wondered, what now? But in that season, God taught me that purpose is often revealed when we are forced outside of our comfort zones. So, instead of seeing it as the end, I began to see it as an invitation to pivot. And that pivot led me to further expand into entrepreneurship. It also gave me the opportunity to pursue something that had always been close to my heart, which is helping women entrepreneurs grow their businesses in confidence and helping them to build their capacity. And this is where the birth of Next Level Inc., an NGO dedicated to women entrepreneurs, came about. It also opened doors into the tourism sector, a completely different path than the one I had planned for myself. And there are still moments where I am walking unfamiliar roads. I'm making difficult decisions, and I'm stepping into spaces where I have no clue where to go, because there's no clear roadmap. But this I know is that through every phase of this season, my faith in God has given me insight and a peace of mind that even I do not understand. In Proverbs 3:5-6, this is a verse that has helped me through some of my most difficult times. And it simply says to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him and he will direct your path. When you know who is flying the jet, you don't have to wonder if the compass is working, because you know you're in safe hands. And I have learned that faith does not always give the full picture, but it gives you enough courage to keep walking. So, in this chapter of my mid-seasoned life, success has a different meaning for me. Success is not only about titles, degrees, money, or achievements. And those things matter, yes, and those things are nice. But they are not the greatest measure of a life well lived. I mean, people often say you only live once. That's not true. You only die once. You live every day. And so, for me, real success is leaving this world as an empty vessel. I want to be empty of my knowledge that I have gained, because I'm meant to share that. I want to be empty of the wisdom that I've learned along the way, because I'm meant to pass it on. I want to be empty of my gifts and my talents and experiences and lessons, if only they could help someone else rise. Real success in life is lifting others, even as I climb. Some of us feel we have to reach to the mountaintop before we help. That is not so. You can help as you rise. It is using my journey, my wins, and even my setbacks to make the path easier for someone coming behind me. And so real success looks different to me. As we celebrate 115 years of legacy, my prayer is that every young woman at GHS will pursue excellence boldly, walk in faith courageously, and remember that your greatest achievement in life will never simply be what you gain for yourself, but what you give back to others. I thank you, and may God continue to bless this institution and every woman connected to it.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Tashika Haynes-Bob. Very timely, very profound indeed. Won't you agree? Yes. At this time, we'll At this time, we'll now open the floor for questions and answers. So feel free. Anyone? Yes, we have a question, and can we get another microphone to the gentleman, and that's Mr. Hay?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So I took the time to write my question down because you were very intellectual in giving that speech, and I appreciate those words and amazed by everything you said. But you did mention something that caught my attention, which I want to ask a question on. Seeing that St. Vincent and the Grenadines has moved from contributing 25% GDP from the agricultural sector to 4%, what do you think is the right step or direction to take to make the mark on the 2030 agenda for the agricultural sector? And could you say what the country could do to better combat the fall that has happened over the last centuries? Thank you.
I see this young man is trying to get me into problems. I'm not a politician, and I'm not an advisor either, as yet. When I think about agriculture, and I think about how it really revolves around everything that we do, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what career you're in, it doesn't matter what you're doing. We all need to eat to live, don't we? And so what has happened, what I have seen in my few years on this earth, is that our palates have changed. Our palates have become more Americanized, and we want everything instant and fast. Very salty, very sugary, and very high fat. We can produce all the food that our lands can produce. If we do not reintroduce what we traditionally eat into the diets of our babies, into the diets of our children, and if we do not transform these raw materials that we so graciously export into value-added products that are comparable to what we have become accustomed to, I think we're going to have problems. Because we can have the production go up, but then not the absorption of this production, because our palates are still tied to the Americanized food. So I think that's the biggest challenge. Once we can tackle it from that avenue, we are going to also be able to reduce the imports. And that's why I said, when I went to this function, Colleen, on youth, I was really heartened to see pancake mix made from ground provisions. And there was just an array of items that we're accustomed to, but that's made from what we grow. So I think that's the biggest challenge. If we can get that right, we're on our way to success. I hope that answers your question without getting me in trouble. Okay, no more questions. Good night.
Good evening, everyone. My past student. I'd just like to congratulate you on the way you delivered the presentation and also the points. So again, félicitations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I came from a farming
was a farmer. My mother was a teacher. I remembered helping in holiday time. You had to help in the farm. And I remember telling my dad, the sun is hot. And he said to me, well, study a book so you won't have to be in the sun. Which I incidentally did, and I got behind a desk. I'm trying to address the point that was raised, or the question raised. And today I regret, I enjoyed my career, I'm enjoying my career, but I regret not paying attention to the farm and not being involved in that aspect. My family, they have lands laying, nothing being planted. And I'm an example of moving away from the farm. So I think we need to reprogram our people to know the importance of farming. And I want to congratulate high school, especially for introducing that, yes, a clap for that. I believe I can use what I've learned over the years in the financial industry. I can use that, and I don't regret getting that knowledge. But if I have to live my life over, I believe I will choose the farm.
All right, good night. I'd just like to add to what you said. I also grew up, I would say, in the mountains. My mom was a farmer. Well, she still is, 70-something years. She still goes up. Before I decided to teach, I was involved in farming. Mostly I used to produce ginger, ground provision, _𝑒𝑚𝑒𝑑𝑒. You used to be in the hot sun. I used to have to wake up like 5 o'clock in the mornings and walk from Kingston Park all the way up to Green Hills, because that was where the land was. But now housing has taken over. We have like avocados, Tanya, Dasheen. I grew up on those stuff, right? Now, in primary school, I think it's once a year, when we're doing food and nutrition, they will have grow what you eat and eat what you grow, right? But then we'll have the kids do a little garden, and by the year done, that's it. They might not taste what they put their hands into, introduce back the foreign food. I think if they continue with it throughout the year, they get to see it, feel it, taste it, not just once a year. But if they grow up with that in their mind, it can not only, it will bring back the local taste in terms of the food, and just drive a little bit of the foreign stuff, the canned stuff. You know, all those things that eat the beef and all this canned stuff, just bring back the local. Greens, provision, peas and stuff like that instead. So don't just wait until secondary school or college. Start from when they're small. So they get accustomed to that taste and they will grow in it.
I agree. Next slide.
Good night, everybody. From a Ministry of Education standpoint, I note the appeal, and I must say that from the primary level, elements of Tibet are now being introduced. So the agriculture and partnering with Zero Hunger, where schools are being encouraged to plant, use it back in the whole school feeding program. Outside of the agriculture, we have elements of hospitality that are also now being introduced. So, Hotel Association, there are some pilot schools which they have adopted. So there is work that has started. And I guess with the assistance of the corporate sponsors and with persons and parents being more aware of what is happening, that this would eventually become part and parcel of what the children are exposed to.
Good night, everybody. I'm Janelle Lewis. I'm the food, nutrition, and health teacher at the Girls High School. Now, speaking about vegetables, ground provisions, and so on, we have a unit that we do called use of farinaceous dishes. So farinaceous dishes would be things like rice and ground provision. Vegetables. I have my vegetable class. For vegetables, we would do a soup and do other things with the vegetables. Every single time we have vegetables, a vegetable class, our soup, the girls want to throw it away. If we have just a vegetable class and we make different items with the vegetables, miss, I'm not eating that, I'm not taking that home. They're ready to throw it in the garbage. My Form 5 girls, something we did, I can't remember what we did. Kaylee, what we did? We made something and they ate it, they said, Miss, I didn't know this tastes so good. I said, yes, you can do other things with vegetables other than eating them raw or sauteing them or boiling them. We can make other things with vegetables. So what I try to do is to use do different things with the vegetables, right? Make different types of soups. What else we do? We incorporate it in our meats. What I usually do as well, if I go to camp with my girls, I grind my vegetables and put it in the food so they don't know there's vegetables in the food. Okay, so I try to make vegetables and farinaceous dishes different and more palatable for them, because usually when we use ground provision, we just cut it up and boil it in the soup and eat it. Okay, we can make things like cream of Tanya, dashing soup. Okay, things like that will get the girls eating. So hopefully next week when we do our vegetable class, you will be eating the soup and not giving it away and throwing it away, okay? Thank you.
And I think that is really important, and that is why I was saying that we need to reintroduce them from babies. And I think many times we actually do it to a certain point, and we feed them the mashed Eddos and we put the pump. And then from the time they start to go preschool, we fill up their bags with junk. And so we change their palettes. But if we continue on that stream, then we're not going to have this problem by the time we get to secondary school and adulthood. And I mean, many of you may not know this, but tourism actually started in the Caribbean as curative tourism. It's where people who had money came to get better, to eat healthy food and get our sunshine and our salt water and recuperate and go back. And so I think we have an opportunity to roll things back from whence we came, because there's such an interest now in the Caribbean. There's such an interest in what we eat, in how we look. I mean, I saw a friend of mine recently, came back from Canada for a little while. Black man, pale, pale, pale. And I'm like, whew, we need about 2-3 weeks with him here. And literally, within a few days of eating local, going to the beach and just drinking, you know, our water is good. Just being here and consuming, I could see, you know, the health came back, and I say, yeah, he could go back in the cold for another few months, and then when he come back again, we could nice him up again. Right? And I mean, this is what we have that we take for granted, and we're just, filling our systems with all this junk, and that is why we have all of these NCDs. So if we get the food right, it's good for the country because we'll have not just less imports, but better health, and less people having to, amputate, and people have to be taking how much medication and all of these things. We can solve a lot of these problems through wholesome foods.
I wanted to add to what you were saying, and I believe that agriculture is, for us, agriculture is life. I mean, without agriculture, we are nothing here in St. Vincent for sure. And to answer or to further answer your question, I really think we have to get our youths back into agriculture. We have to make it, we have a way we say at Zero Hunger and at agriculture, we have to make it sexy. We have to use what we have and encourage the young people to come back into agriculture, that's for sure. So that's another thing we really need to focus on. Another area that lacks, where all of us in the room here could actually support, is in marketing. Very often, and I would tell you the St. Vincent technical vocational education, they have a course that is an entrepreneurship course, and at the close of every year, they come up with some fantastic products, and very often they have no investment in those products. So some would try and they would start little businesses, and before you know it, it flops because there is no market, there is no support, no local support. So that too is necessary. I think those are some areas that we really need to look at. Marketing, the involvement of youth, vertical agriculture is another. We know that we are fighting with land space for houses, for some fabulous houses. But there is, with all fairness, the possibility of each and every one of us in here producing something in the back of our yards. And then you have the fantastic linkage that can happen with tourism. So that we were just talking about it, where when we produce, we sell to the hotels and to the respective areas, all the supermarkets. I mean, you go into the supermarkets and there are no local produce. And you find yourself buying the imported crop that you're not even sure where it's from. So those are some of the things that every single one of us within the room can actually attribute to. We could help with the process. It's not just Tashika and my thing. Tashika's my colleague right now with the FAO, but it's all of our thing. It's really everybody business. I wanted though to, not so much to talk about that, but to kind of change the scope of discussion and just to say to our current alumni, we as women, I'm a strong advocate for female advancement, so we as women, we have what it takes. The challenge is always it's extreme sometimes, but we can always know you can do it. I think what is necessary, and we high schoolers, we're very competitive. We were bred with that spirit of competition. And very often what you find happening is we take it into the workplace. And we are sometimes some of our worst enemies. We go hard at our other colleagues as females. So I want to say this. When you leave your school with all the pride and with all the competition, remember that we are all team players. So don't become so competitive that you get in the way of progress of other sisters like yourself. Let us empower each other to thrive and grow and build a beautiful St. Vincent together. Because I think too, Tashika, I think too that is really necessary. I wanted to say that, so thank you.
Good night. My name is Patrice Job, and I'm the General Manager for the Agricultural Input Warehouse Limited. Now, we have been working with the Ministry of Agriculture last year, but for the last 2 years, we've just had a program where we've assisted over 20 schools, right, and both at primary and secondary. So we believe that you have to get them into agriculture at an early age. We have kindergarten children who's involved in it. Sometimes what we do is that we try to find out what the schools need. Last year we did most of it in tools, like if they want hand tools, like hoes, cutlass and stuff like that. This year when I spoke to, we have an extension team who go and visit the schools, so we tell them at least try to visit maybe 2-3 schools every month to see what, offer them assistance to see what they need as well. So if they, I know this year they were saying that they had tools, but what they need is assistance, because sometimes the young children can plow the land. So if that is what we need to assist them with, you know, you help them in those areas, right? If it's seedlings, we do offer that as well. I know he would have been to the school, to the office today, as we are supposed to start back a program this year, which we are continuing to do. Because for us, I mean, we are agricultural in the house. We sell most of the products that farmers need, and it's not just about the products; it's also about the correct way of farming. Is that you want to introduce even like organic products and so that at early age, because sometimes you ask them questions, and some children know exactly what type of products and so they need. I mean, the healthy ones that they need are not just the chemicals, gramazine and so forth. So those are important things that we have to advise our children about. We celebrated 24 years. We had our Customer Appreciation Day. We had about 3 schools. Within us, we had the Anglican school. I think we had St. Martin's and another school, stopping by. So at the end of the day, we have to encourage those from primary school and not just secondary school. Yes. So it was lovely, good to know that this year the girls' high school is actually going to do the first agricultural exam, which is lovely. So it's from the primary school, and we always encourage it, and it's something that we're going to continue to do. And I see our principal over there. So yeah, so you can call on us to assist wherever. So just a comment.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. First, I must thank Toshiba for this little presentation and the fact that it has opened up persons to re-examine things. I listened to the sister talking about the students not liking vegetables. Well, I had my turn on feeding children, school children, and you know what I would say? If you are not eating vegetables, you will not be able to eat my food. But I would challenge everyone, what you can do, you do not need a big plot of land. If you have you have the tires from the car that you change, take them, put them in your yard, put the soil in. You can grow something, string beans, peppers, tomatoes, lettuce, you name it. We depend too much on others. And everyone has this thing, we want the foreign taste, we want the fried food. Let us just go away from them, you know? Look around and start within the home. Do not wait until the child goes to school. Too often we wait for the school to do everything or somebody else to do it. You have to start. And if you do not model it in your homes, let me tell you, the children will not have it. You have to eat it. You know, we have a thing we would say, if you want a child to read, you have to let the child see you reading. Yes. Instead of pushing the little gadgets in their hands, get them in the dirt. Let them understand what goes on outside. But don't say you are too busy. 24 hours are in a day. Take time for the soil and for the land and for your health. Thank you.
I'm sitting and listening to all of the comments and all the going back to the soil and whatever. As a southern Grenadines girl, dry, dry. Even so, growing up, we planted peas, corn, sweet potatoes, peanuts, and whatever. But, as you said, enter the tourism, and there is really hardly any farming happening in the southern Grenadians. We know we always had the water issue, but I just want to ask us to spare a thought. For there are all sorts of new technologies and whatever. For something, those people involved in agriculture and whatever, for the Grenadines, even though on the mainland, we say the cost of locally grown food is prohibitive for most of us. Imagine the cost when that gets to the Grenadines, where there is hardly any real jobs as such sometimes. And I'm speaking particularly of the southern Grenadines. It pains my heart every year at Christmas, especially when I hear people from my island, Canada, sending to Kingston to buy peas, green peas, at $25 a pound. Or even when it gets to Canada, it's even more than the $25 you're spending it. When I think I use myself often to encourage persons to go back to eating what we did as children. Yes. Growing up in the southern Grenadines, and another thing is, no one died young, as far as I could remember. Everybody, when I was under 20, basically, died at older ages, barring my grandmother. She was very stubborn. So I look, and I'm in health. I don't want to go too long, but I'm in health, and we hear of people dying younger these days, and especially of lifestyle diseases. A lot of it has to do with our diets, and we really need to go back to the land, as I remember that program that used to be on radio. Yeah, thank you very much.
I think what I could add to that conversation as it relates to the Grenadines, I know we had a pilot program, a project under 𝑠𝑠GREN in Union Island, and they were looking at doing production under greenhouses or shade houses. That is something that we can look at. But I think across the island, we have a problem of water scarcity. And it's not that we do not get enough water, it's that we're not capturing enough of our water. We have a lot of houses that are being built, especially in the Majorca, Montreal area, that whichever communities that are fed from that catchment is the most densely populated. New houses are being built, and we still have the same capacity. So when we have storm waters or excessive rain, it just goes down the drain and is washed. So we have to kind of relook at these things. It's good to say, oh, you could have a tank, but I mean, you flush the toilet 3-4 times, you have a family of 4, and the tank is empty. So I think what we need to look at is to increase in our capacity at the catchment areas so that we don't have these long periods of scarcity and drought. That's one thing. And in terms of in the Grenadines, we have to look at that as well, because even if you're planting, and the farmers on the mainland will tell you they're experiencing the same drought. And if you don't have available water, it doesn't matter how much you plant, because they're always going to have a lot of drying out, and you're not going to have much yield. So I think nationally we need to look at look at increasing our capacity so that we can have year-round production of food instead of just during the rainy season. I think that's something we need to look at. Yeah. You're welcome. And just to mention about the tires, I couldn't leave without mentioning that. I don't agree with using the tires because they leach a lot of toxins in the soil and in the food. I know we think we're reusing something that would otherwise end up in the landfill, but it's not healthy for us, and there are other options. We could build a little bed with bamboo, or, you know, there are other safer options, because we do not want to spend all the time growing our own food organically and leaching chemicals into our bodies. Just wanted to plug that.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Haynes Bob, for once again delivering such an extraordinary, timely, profound lecture to us. Give her a round of applause once more. And at this time, to show our appreciation and thanks for doing such a wonderful job, please accept from the headmistress, deputy, and students and the alumni this token of our appreciation. Thank you once again. At this time, we're coming to an end, and we'll now invite Miss Hester Clark. She is one of the teachers in the area of food and nutrition. Yes, we welcome her as she comes to deliver the vote of thanks.
Deputy Chief Education Officer, Mrs. Joycelyn Blake Brown, Past Headmistress, Ambassador Andrea Bowman, President of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Hotel and Tourism Association, Ms. Isola Giddens, National Correspondent for the Food and Agriculture Organization, SVG, Ms. Colin Phillips, CEO, Zero Hunger Trust Fund, Mrs. Safia Hornbeek, featured speaker, Mrs. Tashika Haynes Bob, principals of Intermediate High School, Mrs. Mona Green, St. Joseph's Convent, Kingstown, Sister Martha, Sandy Bay Secondary School, Mrs. Raquel Warwick, thank you, Headmistress, Mrs. C. Latoya Deroche John, Deputy Headmistress, Mrs. Kashina Seeley James, Distinguished Honoree, Student Honorees, members of staff, past students, specially invited guests, well-wishers, good evening. It is my distinct honor and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on this truly inspiring occasion held under the theme, Honoring Our Legacy, Shaping the Future, Empowering Young Women through Academic Excellence, Skills, and Entrepreneurship. Today's lecture has been more than just a gathering. It has been a celebration of vision, resilience, and purpose. As we reflect on the legacy that has paved the way for us at the Girls' High School, we are equally reminded of the responsibility we carry to shape a future filled with opportunity, innovation, and empowerment for our girls at this institution. First and foremost, we give all honor and thanks to the Almighty God for his guidance, favor, and blessings throughout these 115 years of existence. Without his grace, wisdom, and protection, this legacy we celebrate today would not have been possible. We are truly grateful for the strength and opportunities he has provided to this institution and to everyone connected to it. A special thank you to our distinguished speaker, Mrs. Tashika Haynes-Bob. Your insightful words, experiences, and encouragement have undoubtedly left a lasting impression on all of us. You have challenged us to think boldly, act courageously, and believe in the limitless potential of young women. I would like to acknowledge our educators, mentors, leaders, and parents who continually invest in the academic and personal growth of our students. Your guidance plays a vital role in nurturing confidence, competence, and character. To our organizers and planning committee, thank you for your tireless dedication and commitment. This event is a testament to your hard work, vision, and passion for empowering others. To our past students and alumni, we offer special thanks. Your achievements, contributions, and enduring connection to this institution are a testament to the strong foundation laid here over the years. You have carried the values and lessons learned in your communities and professions, helping to build and preserve this legacy. Thank you for returning, for sharing in this moment, and for continuing to support the growth and empowerment of our future generations of young women. To our students here today, thank you for your presence, your energy, your willingness to learn and grow. You are the embodiment of the future we are striving to build. Remember that excellence is not just a goal, but a journey. One that is strengthened by skills, innovation, and the courage through God to pursue your dreams. We also extend sincere appreciation to our PTA, supporters, and visitors for taking the time to be here with us. Your presence has added meaning and warmth to this celebration, and your continued encouragement inspires us to strive for even greater excellence. Let us also take a moment to appreciate everyone working behind the scenes, those who ensure that every detail of today's program ran smoothly. Your efforts have not gone unnoticed. To Mrs. Flora Gunn, we express our heartfelt appreciation for the complimentary use of this beautiful conference room. May God richly bless you. As we conclude, let us carry forward the message of today, to honor the legacy we inherit, to shape the future with intention, and to empower ourselves and our girls through knowledge, skills, and entrepreneurship. Thank you all once again for being part of this meaningful and impactful event. Have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this time, I now invite everyone to stand. Please stand.
A round of applause for our MC.
Yes. So at this point, I'll have to rest it because we now have to sing our school song. At this time, I'll invite our girls, Loyal Hearts Adalta, to sing for us, lead us with our school song, 𝑝𝑚𝑠 Adalta, Through Difficulties to the Heights.
Thank you very much, Loyal Hearts, for rendering that, yes, of course, our school song. Took me back, got a little teary-eye there. I'm sure some of you experienced it. All right, but guess what? We just beginning. The actual celebration is tomorrow. So join the headmistress, this deputy headmistress, teachers, and students of the St. Vincent Girls High School as they have this sponsor walk, which starts at 8:30 at the school and ends at Coconut Grove. And there is a special prize for the first past student who finishes the race, yes. So there's a special prize for you. So you're very much welcome tomorrow to be a part of that experience. So thank you very much once again for coming and celebrating here for our 115th anniversary lecture. Thank you.